Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa Braven. I'm a singer, songwriter, and I make videos about music. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about my vocal warm-ups. So to give you a little background about my music experience and my vocal history, I studied classical voice in school, and I almost attended grad school at a conservatory for opera and early music. It cost a small fortune and had no guarantee of employment, so I said thanks, but no thanks. And I'm really glad that I made that decision. I don't have any regrets. But after school, I continued to sing some opera, and I also sang some musical theater. And I also write songs that are more pop style. I mean, you can definitely hear in my songs, you can hear the musical theater and opera classical influence for sure. But with some of my newer stuff, I'm trying more of a pop style, and I really like pop music, so I want to sing it. And I've found that no matter what I want to sing on any given day, there are 3 foundational warm-ups that I use. Of course, if I roll out of bed and say I want to sing a coloratura aria today, because I mean, who doesn't roll out of bed saying that? I will have more warm-ups if that's what I want to do, so that I can get my vocal cords and my breath and my body all ready to go. If I want to sing a certain style of music, I might add extra warm-ups to help me get the placement in my mask a certain way. If you're not familiar with voice lessons or anything, some of this jargon may not make sense, but it's basically just figuring out where to place your voice. Do you want it to be a little more in the nose? Do you want it to be a little more throaty sounding? I don't know if you do, maybe you do. So there are just different warm-ups and things that I would try to get my voice in a certain place, but the 3 core warm-ups is what I'm going to focus on today. So I'm going to sing these, and it might be a little rough because I haven't sung in a few days. I should be singing every day. I know. Sometimes life just happens and practicing doesn't. I know they should both happen simultaneously, just, you know, it's hard. So I'm gonna sing these for you to kind of demonstrate them. Gotta cough out the moths first, clear out the frogs. Okay, so the first warm-up is the ZAA. I learned this in college from my college voice teacher. I think this is a great warm-up to start with because it's just 5 notes and you're just taking your voice down and back up, and it's, I think, a really gentle way to kind of get your voice back into the groove of things. So here we go. Cool. I didn't cough up a hairball during that, so we'll keep going. So I think you get the idea. So it's Z-A-A, and that's supposed to help with different vowels. But the actual notes, it's like a so fa mi re do re mi fa so fa mi re do. I like to take this warm up pretty high in my range, so you can feel free to do that too. So you'll notice that as I got into my higher range, I just switched over to Oz, and I think that's probably fine because sometimes when you get up into a higher register, you can try to get the vowels a certain way, but it's not always easy to do. Up to you how much you want to commit to it. The first note, because you start on the high note, go down, go back up, and go back down. The first note, it doesn't matter so much in the warm-up if you don't quite hit that note. It's the second high note that matters. So anyway, I just thought you should know that. So don't be too hard on yourself if you don't hit that first note super clear. It's more about getting your breath in gear so that you get the next high note. So the second warm-up that I do is to help with my lower register, and I learned this from a voice teacher in high school, and it's the la, le, li. I usually start mid-register and I just go down because it's important to warm up your low voice too. La, le, li. Okay, maybe maybe start it a little bit low there. La, lay, la, lay, la, lay. I think you get the idea, but you can feel free to be kind of sloppy on these and let your voice slide a little bit because it's helping warm up those vocal cords. So I'm gonna take this as low as I can go. It's gonna sound ugly at the end, don't judge me. La, lay, la, lay. Almost there. Never judge someone based on their warm-ups because warm-ups, you're warming up. So don't be hard on yourself if you don't sound gorgeous on your warm-ups. That's the point. The point is you're warming up your voice so that you can sound gorgeous later. So that's a bonus. Doing siren wails is another thing. You can do this with your mouth open or closed. It doesn't really matter. I tend to do it with my mouth closed because it sounds really weird. It can be very loud. So it's just really letting your voice just go up and down like a siren, kind of like a fire truck. Someone who's not familiar with singing or singers will probably look at you like you're insane when you do something like that. So just be prepared for explaining yourself. Yes. Okay, so the third warm-up is the la. It's just la. I usually just do it on la. You can pick whatever vowel you want. Sometimes I'll pick a different vowel like an oo sound or like an umlaut. If you don't know what umlauts are, it's part of the German language. There are a lot of operas in German. So an umlaut sound is like placed in a certain way in your mouth. That sounds weird. Okay, we're moving on. But I'm just gonna go with la. La is nice and simple. And it's just, I think 9 notes. And you just go up and back down. La, la, la. This is a really simple warm-up and I like it for its simplicity because pretty much everybody can do it. It's not something that you have to think too hard about because you're just going up a full scale. So you can really think about the way your body feels, the way your voice feels, what exactly is that sound. I feel like it kind of frees up a little bit of head space for you to really exercise your range, really get in that flexibility in your high register, and also to make the notes as consistent as possible. It can really help with that, I think. I feel like consistency is not always my strength, so it's something that I like to focus on a little bit in that warm-up. And I also use this warm-up to just really stretch out my high register. So I'll go up as high as I can. Good, we're still filming. I'm like, what if I never hit the record button? Oh my god. But we're good, we're good. La, one sec. La, so you'll see that I kind of slowed down on some of those. That's because sometimes when you're singing notes that are going down, sometimes singers can rush through those notes and then it becomes just like a sloppy mudslide. So you want to make sure that you can still hear each note on the way down. And sometimes that's why you'll see me kind of like pointing upward because I'm trying to like keep my breath kind of sustaining those notes so that I can hit all of them rather than singing it just all sloppy. But the ideal is that you can sing it fast and sing it clearly and not mess up. Just keep doing it over and over again. That's why it's called practice. Okay, so I think that kind of shows you a good idea of what my 3 warm-ups are. So those are my 3 foundational warm-ups. I tend to do more than that, but that at least gets you started, and I think is a great way to sort of gently get your voice back into singing if you haven't sung in a while. Also, make sure to take breaks. Your voice should never feel in pain, like your throat shouldn't hurt. You shouldn't feel a tickle or a burning sensation or an irritation sensation. And if you do, just take a break. It's okay. Sometimes if you haven't sung in a while, your vocal cords just aren't used to being that stretchy yet. So you have to kind of take it one step at a time. Maybe do 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Do one vocal warm up and see how you feel. And if you feel okay, keep going. And then just kind of keep checking back in with yourself. There's no shame in having to stop and come back to it. That's part of having an instrument inside your body. Sometimes you just have to rest it. So usually after I do those couple of warm-ups, I will add some other warm-ups in there. But yeah, I could go from like Caro mio ben to whatever else. One more time. Okay, I think I'm funny, but I don't think other people think I'm funny. All right, so I'm gonna have to cut this video short because I'm about to go to a rally to save my local grocery store. Because why not? During a pandemic in the winter, why not close the only grocery store? If you've watched my other video about surviving quarantine, you'll know that I have a lot of feelings about grocery stores. They're very important to me. And I just think about, there are a lot of people who work there and I don't want them to be out of work. It's a pandemic and there are already so many other problems. This grocery store is a really nice one. It has big aisles. It is clean. It's well stocked. The people wear masks who work there, and even the customers are all wearing masks, and they take that seriously, and they take social distancing seriously, and the people are friendly. That is a lot. That is a lot to ask for in a New York grocery store, okay? Okay, so I've ranted. I'm gonna go. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Melissa Braven. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell icon if you want to be notified every time I post. So until next time, I hope you keep practicing and using good vocal technique. I'm gonna do my best to practice every day because there's always that inner nagging voice that's saying, you should be practicing. It's always there. And go shop at your local grocery store. Support local business. Bye.